Hi there, Becky here from 168 Fitness. Now this week I am going to give you my top tips and advice on how to achieve your weight loss goals, or at least get started on achieving your weight loss goals before your summer holidays. So as you've hopefully been watching, I've been talking about the fitness goals so far, but this time we're talking about weight loss goals, which I know a lot of you want to achieve. The two key things that you're going to need to think about with weight loss, or the two most important things, is sort of your energy expenditure. That's how much energy you are using up, how many calories you are burning per day, and also how many calories you're consuming, i.e. your diet. Okay, now don't think of diet being a bad word, negative word. It's not. You just need to think of it as in the energy that you are putting into your body in order to allow it to perform. And we're going to think about energy balance, or tipping the scales in one way or another to help you to lose weight versus gaining weight. Okay, so but that was a bit of an intro for you. So the action points that you will need to do. So this is what I give, the advice I give to my clients when they're looking to lose weight. We do it week by week because that's exactly what weight loss is all about. It's not going to happen overnight, because if you think about it, you didn't put on half a stone in a day or 2-3 stone in a week. You will have been either overeating or being inactive or underactive for a considerable period of time in order to gain weight and keep that weight on. If you are doing it, if you are thinking about it week by week and breaking it down into smaller chunks, then that can help you to sustain your progress and keep it off as well, keep the weight off that you lose. So the thing is to remember that it takes time, okay? You can't just can't click your fingers and lose weight. I wish I had a magic button for anyone, clients and everyone who asks for my advice and help. Unfortunately, I haven't invented that button yet, so you do have to take it steady and put in the work each day and each week till you get where you want to go. And it's better to do those small steps, as I've just said, rather than trying to lose it really quickly, because as soon as you stop doing the fad diet and you go back to normal eating, or as soon as you don't exercise for sort of 6-7 days a week, and you go back to sort of your normal lifestyle, then you are just most likely going to put the weight back on. So it's okay if you've got an event coming up and you're trying to lose weight really quick for a certain event, but I wouldn't recommend it, because one, you probably be quite unhappy during the process, and two, yeah, there's no point doing it if you're not going to sustain it. So my advice then is going to be small steps that you can do each week, and be consistent to get the bigger results. Okay, so one of the key tools, for once I'm not going to start with exercise, I'm going to start with food and nutrition. So the first step that I get my clients to do, and I've talked about this before, if you've been following my advice for a while now, you'll have heard me mention this before. The first thing I get clients to do is to download an app called MyFitnessPal. Okay, I like that app just because it's free, it's really easy to use, it's got a really good database of lots of foods and drinks and everything from major retailers, so you can sometimes just scan barcodes on the foods that you're eating, put in the quantity that you're eating, and it's logged. So that's what MyFitnessPal is. It's basically a food log. It's where you enter in all the food and fluids that you are consuming on a daily basis, and it works out how much energy, i.e. how many calories, that you have consumed. If you put in all your consumption honestly, you do have to put it honestly, it will work out how much energy you've consumed. So that is what I get clients to do. First of all, I get them to log. So the first step is download it. Okay, if you haven't already got it, download MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal, it's called. It will come up on any app store, whatever you're using on your phone. Download the app. Enter all your details. It will set goals for you. If you put that you want to lose weight, it would set very achievable goals, like 1 to 2 pounds a week, and it will give you your calorie goals for you. Now, for the first like few days at least, or like maybe even a week, I just ask clients to log their food on every day, because that is the habit that we need to form, that you're consciously eating. That's why I want clients to log their food. Sometimes I ask them for access to it because I want to be able to see what they are consuming and then give advice based on that. But sometimes it's just enough for you to be consciously thinking about how much you're eating and seeing those numbers add up. So if you have a meal like, I mean, I'm just going to take maybe one of the worst case scenarios. You go to McDonald's for breakfast and have whatever they're like, I don't know, bacon, sausage, egg, muffin, kind of whatever they are for breakfast, and it comes in, I don't know this is true, but if it comes in at maybe 600 calories, okay, you have that, and then for lunch you're having, I don't know, sandwich, bag of crisps, can of Coke, that sort of thing, and that comes in at say 900 calories, and then you're having maybe some pizza for dinner, and this again I'm talking like kind of worst case scenario, pizza or fish and chips or something for dinner, and that comes in at sort of 1200 calories, and I mean I need to work out the maths, 18, I've forgotten what I said, but say it comes in at 2,500 calories that you're consuming on a daily basis, and you're not doing any exercise to burn that off, then you'll be able to see straight away how if you're eating over your recommended energy intake for the day by, say, roughly 500 calories, obviously everyone's different, but say 500 calories over each day, you can see that how you're putting weight on, because when you eat over by sort of 3,500 calories over a week, 7 days, that's when you're going to put on probably £1 a week, and then over sort of 6-week period, you're nearly half a stone heavier. And so can you see how even just logging the food will get you to think about it? So the first day you might log it in thinking, yeah, this is how it is, this is what I've eaten today. But when you look at those numbers and you think, oh, actually, yeah, I don't want anyone to see that. I don't want to, like, you're doing yourself a disservice by eating kind of junk food and high calorie foods when you're saying you want to lose weight and eating too much. You're probably going to make some changes, even without any extra input from me or anyone else. You're probably going to look at that MyFitnessPal app and think, yes, something needs to change. I need to look for ways to reduce my intake bit by bit. So I'm not talking about cutting out meals, I'm just talking about food swaps. If in your coffee you usually have a latte with full fat milk, then changing it to an Americano with a bit of skimmed milk or semi-skimmed milk or whatever. That's how you can reduce up to like 100 and maybe 200 calories, depending on what size coffee you're having. So things like that will really help to see a big difference over time. So let's go back on track. So the first step for you to do is to be logging your food every day. So at least for a week, to be logging it just how you would normally be eating, and see whether that just changes over the week. See how you are in, how close you are to those calorie goals that MyFitnessPal is giving you. Now, the key thing to stress here is that MyFitnessPal, when it gives you those calorie goals at the top of your food log, it has already accounted for a calorie deficit, okay? So you need to eat to that amount. So if it tells you to eat 1,750 calories, to some people that won't seem a lot, or to others that will seem like quite a lot, whichever way you think about it, just think about trying to get to that goal. So if you're sort of up to dinner time, you've just had your dinner and you're only at 1,200 calories for the day because you've tried to sort of cut back a little bit, or you just make naturally healthier choices that are lower in calories, 1,200 for the day, then I'm not saying go and like grab a Mars bar and add on another 500 calories, but maybe have some natural yogurt with some fruit, or a handful of nuts, or something healthy, nutritious that just will lift it up to that calorie goal, because that's how much you need to be eating in order to lose weight. If you eat drastically under that consistently, then your body's not going to be firing on all cylinders. It's not going to be burning as much energy as it could. It's not reaching its potential, and you will probably feel really lethargic eventually, and fatigued and low in energy, and not able to move and exercise as you want to. So try and keep up to those calorie goals. So if it's 1,750 or whatever yours is, eat to that goal with within sort of maybe 50 to 100 calories. You could slightly go over. It's not the end of the world if you went to 1800 calories, but just try and get back on track the next day and not be consistently eating over those calorie goals. So try and stick to that goal, but not massively under as well. The good thing as well with MyFitnessPal, if you add your exercise to it and you do that honestly, add in walking, running, PT sessions, classes, swimming, whatever you're doing, that will also increase the amount of energy it accounts for as well. So you'll get to eat more because you've burnt more, but you're still having that deficit, because that's what we need to create in order to lose weight. Okay, so just to get back on track with the action points. So MyFitnessPal, logging usual food intake, consciously thinking about what you're eating, just being more aware of the choices that you're making, and then by sort of the few days later or week 2, depending on how long it takes to just adjust, be really thinking about those calorie goals and aiming to be on track with those calorie goals that MyFitnessPal has given you. And then if you are already doing exercise, obviously log that onto MyFitnessPal, and that will alter the calories, your calorie goals. You'll get to eat a little bit more, which would be nice, but still losing weight. If you keep to it, you've got to be doing it at least 5 days a week. You've got to be on track with those calorie goals, ideally every day, but 5 days a week is an absolute minimum, is what I tell clients, because then it shows me that you're being serious as well about losing weight. If you're just doing it as and when it suits you, then yeah, you're not going to lose weight. And those 2 days, if you do go over it, don't make it way over. Like, it shouldn't be anywhere near like maximum 500 calories over, not anywhere more than that really, or else you're just undoing all your hard work from the previous 5 days. So where are we? If you've already started exercising, obviously keep that up. If you're not currently exercising, then I would say start with the MyFitnessPal, start with the conscious eating, start with the sticking to those calorie goals for at least 5 out of 7 days each week, and do that for sort of 2 weeks, and then look to add your exercising, because I always usually lead with fitness, but the thing is, I want you to just do one thing at a time, and this time I'm telling you that food is the way forward. Now, what you'll notice, I'm going to finish off shortly, what you'll notice that I haven't told you about nutrition, because do you know what? I think most of us know what we should and shouldn't be eating, or what is better for us and what is not. Now, obviously, if you're not sure, then you can go and find out lots of information. You can even email me. I can give you a list of foods that I would recommend that you choose most of your daily intake from. But I'm going to assume that you know that a bowl of porridge is going to be better for you than an Egg McMuffin from McDonald's. I'm going to assume that you know that sort of like eggs on toast, scrambled eggs on toast, is a pretty okay breakfast to be having. Or for lunch, like, try not to, or snacks, let's talk about snacks, even lunch, meals, whatever. Try and avoid processed foods like crisps and chocolate bars, biscuits, those sort of things, and just be conscious of what you're eating. Are you hungry, or are you actually thirsty? Drinking water before meals so that you don't eat as much, because sometimes you can mistake the two, thirst and hunger. And just be thinking about, right, my body, now this is a good way of thinking about it. If you have a petrol vehicle at home, well, you wouldn't go to the petrol station and put diesel in a petrol car, because you know that your car prefers petrol, it is a petrol car, and it will run best on petrol. So if we know that our body prefers sort of healthy, nutritious, natural foods, then why would we put the equivalent of diesel in our body? That rubbish, you know, the stuff that our bodies don't really want, like can't really process that well, are going to kick off about it, not going to be running at optimum efficiency. Does that make sense? Probably not explained that very well. But what I'm getting at is, think about what is healthy, what is nutritious. Don't be reading the packets. You know yourself. Take it back a step. Like, think about, if you've got children, what would you give your children? What would you want them to be eating? What would you expect to see in sort of food magazines? Natural, healthy, like lowish sugar, like sugar, we don't want to be eating loads of sugar, but just healthy, nutritious and satisfying foods, logging them on MyFitnessPal, being within those calorie goals. And if you do that for, like, I'd expect results in week 1 if you do that every single day. Week 2, definitely. Week 3 to 6, I'd be expecting consistent results. If you're being consistent, you will get consistent results, and I can guarantee that. If you want living proof of it, on the Facebook page, on 168's Facebook page, you'll see a success story of one of my clients called Emma, who has been using MyFitnessPal and the advice that I've given her with exercise and coming to PT sessions as well. She's been doing that for over a year now, and she's lost over 6 stone. So it does work, and she's no different to anyone else. She's just done exactly what I've asked her to do every single week. She's been consistent with it, and she's got those results, and she's keeping the weight off, and she's keeping up her exercise routine as well. It's part of her lifestyle. So go check that story out, because it is inspirational, and I'm sure you can do it as well. You might not want to lose 6 stone, but if you want to lose any weight, looking at your food intake, and then also trying to add in some exercise and activity as well that's suitable for you and your level right now. Look back at other videos for that advice if you need to, and you will get there. I believe you can do it. So any questions, please do email me. I know I've talked a lot this week, but lots of information to give you and encouragement. So now go do it.